What are you going to miss about her most?
Everything.
Tears in the eyes of a father visibly distraught just hours after learning his 14-year-old daughter Briana was shot and killed by who police said was her own brother.
She's kind of people, never try to respect people. Anything you tell them, say yes, daddy, yes, mom. And everybody love her.
19-year-old Keon Thornhill arrested after investigators learned he and his sister Briana got into an argument.
Family tragedy in Opa-locka. A 19-year-old man now under arrest for the murder of his 14-year-old sister. The young victim was shot and killed inside of her family's townhome. There were 4 other kids inside at the time.
Around 3 a.m. on February 23rd, Miami-Dade police responded to the Mirage at Sailboat community in Opa-locka to a townhome near the intersection of Northwest 143rd Street and 17th Avenue after neighbors called 911 to report that an unidentified young man had been knocking on doors asking for help. Upon entering the home, police officers would locate the body of an unresponsive young girl suffering from an apparent gunshot wound.
There were 4 additional siblings inside of the residence at the time of the shooting. They were unharmed.
Just a heartbreaking situation for this family.
Throughout the day, relatives arrived at the home inside the Mirage at Sailboat Cove community, still trying to make sense of what happened.
The victim was identified as 14-year-old Briana Thornhill, who was sadly pronounced dead by Miami-Dade fire rescue personnel at the scene after succumbing to a gunshot wound to the face. The unidentified man was quickly identified as Briana's 19-year-old brother, Keon Thornhill. After knocking on several doors, Keon would eventually knock on the door of an off-duty police officer, informing him that his sister was injured. The officer immediately went over to the home to investigate. Keon first told police officers that he had gotten into an argument with his sister and went upstairs to the second floor of the home to retrieve a gun. After retrieving the gun, he said that he cleared it, came back downstairs, and handed Briana the gun, at which point she shot herself. Miami-Dade detectives first detained Keon for questioning at police headquarters, where he provided inconsistent statements after his initial confession. While being taken into custody, he simply told police, "I shot her. It was a mistake. Take me in." A look into Keon's criminal history reveals that he was arrested in July of 2022 for grand theft auto. There were 4 additional siblings inside of the home at the time of the shooting, ranging from ages 9 to 12, all uninjured. Hours after the shooting, the family could be seen outside of the home consoling one another. According to the grieving parents, they were both at work while the children were home alone during the time of the shooting. They said Keon does not live at the home and that he was visiting in the middle of the night when the shooting happened. Although they have no idea how or why Keon had a gun inside of the home, they believe within their hearts that the shooting was an accident.
A gun safety owner tells us this tragedy points to the responsibilities that gun owners must have. Police say Keon Thornhill admitted to shooting his sister by mistake. I spoke with her mother. And had any idea how this might have happened?
My son was accidentally playing with the gun. My son was playing with the gun and accidentally went off.
This mother says that is how her 14-year-old daughter lost her life inside their Opa-locka home.
My daughter was a wonderful person. Very reliable, respectful, sweet girl, my baby girl. And unfortunately, she's gone.
And can never be replaced. Tell me about what she meant to you and your family.
She meant the world to us, and we're so heartbroken.
The victim's 19-year-old brother, Keon Thornhill, is now charged with second-degree murder with a weapon. They say he initially got into an argument with his sister, retrieved a gun from the second floor, handed it to her, and she shot herself in the face. But police say under questioning, he admitted he shot her by mistake. Don Edwards is a tactical expert in firearms who says all gun owners must be aware of their responsibilities.
I think the biggest thing for people to remember is it's your responsibility as a firearms owner, a gun owner, and a homeowner that has firearms in the house to prohibit and prevent unauthorized access, whether that's from minors, children, or just anybody that shouldn't have access to it. Keeping that thing or those things locked up, whether they're loaded or unloaded.
Police say when the shooting happened, the parents were at work. They say family members told them they did not know there was a gun in the home. Anything you'd like to say to other people about being careful with guns?
I mean, if you have kids, you should have no guns in the house, period. Like, I had no idea my son, really, he doesn't even live here. He was just visiting and came with a gun playing, and that's what happened.
19-year-old Keon Thornhill has been arrested and booked into the Turner Guilford Night Correctional Center. He faces the charge of second-degree murder with a weapon and is being held without bond. A representative from the Homicide Bureau says they will provide resources for the siblings who were present during the time of the shooting. They also encourage parents to have conversations with their children on the dangers of guns and the responsibility that comes along with handling a firearm or storing guns inside of the home. The case remains ongoing.
Teenager who is accused of shooting and killing his own sister facing a judge today. That teen telling police it was all a big mistake. Local 10's Roy Ramos is live in Miami with the latest on this family tragedy. Roy.
Nicole, that suspect did not say a word in court, but he did put his head down and shake it when he heard the allegations that he allegedly handed that gun to his sister and she pulled the trigger. Well, police didn't buy that story, and neither did the judge.
Principal defender, find probable cause. No bond.
No bond for 19-year-old Keon Thornhill. The teen charged with second-degree murder in the death of his 14-year-old sister Briana, found shot to death inside their Opa-locka home Thursday morning.
And I'm asking that you not find probable cause. The arrest form says that Mr. Thornhill told the police that he had cleared the gun and handed it to the victim.
Thornhill seen shaking his head in court at the allegations. Investigators said he told them he and his sister Briana got into an argument when he went upstairs, got a gun, allegedly cleared it, and handed it to her when he claims she shot herself in the face.
Clearly the police did not believe him.
That's likely because police said he changed that story several times. In the arrest report I obtained, it states he told detectives, "I shot her, it was a mistake, take me in."